Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness. I hope you are well. Hope you're having a wonderful time experiencing these Gemini energies, the Sun in Gemini, Venus in Gemini, and Jupiter in Gemini. This is like luck. Sorry, I got to close some stuff out here. It's disturbing me. It's just a benefic energy. Lots of good things are happening. So if you want to share with me below in the comments, good things that are happening for you. I had some great things happening for me, so I took a little time off to really just immerse myself in these beautiful, positive energies. It's been very energizing, very uplifting, and it's just been extraordinary. So yeah, we're going to get started. I know I was reminded today by a very good friend, you know who you are, that I had not done a reading in 6 days. And I'll be honest, I took a little healthy, selfish time, and I just went out and enjoyed a little staycation kind of thing, but just out experiencing all the beautiful energies, right down to laying in the open field, just looking up at the clouds. So take some time to really embrace and enjoy these energies. Now, I'm going to use some different decks for this Twin Flame reading. It is Twin Flame Tuesday after the United States' Memorial Day holiday. So deep breath, beginning of a new week, but it is Twin Flame Tuesday. So I'll be using the Power of Love Oracle cards, the Twin Flame Ascension. Ooh, a card stayed on the table. We'll have to take a look at that. I'll put that one right here. I'm using the Good Tarot and the Star Tarot. The Good Tarot for the feminine energies, the Star Tarot for the masculine. So I'm just going to say, this feels like a really good summer with these positive energies. I think we're going to have some dynamics going on, but I feel like for light workers or people who have done their inner work, and are in alignment. So when I say do your inner work, I'm talking about being in alignment, because you really can't be in alignment unless you've done that inner work, because you've got to have the balance. I feel like people who have done their inner work are really going to have a very pleasant summer. Busy, and I told you that in March, April, and I believe, yeah, March and April, that those were going to be kind of slower energy months, and then May was going to be like a rocket, and it has definitely been that way for me, so I hope it's all positive for you. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this reading. I did pre-shuffle, and I saw the Five of Cups and the Three of Cups, and those are the only cards I saw. So let's see what comes out, and then we'll take a look at this Twin Flame Ascension card that stayed on the table, which means it is definitely on the bottom of the deck, and it's coming in fast. All right, so let's see. Patience. I know all of you are groaning. Nobody wants to hear patience. If you're a twin flame, you do not want to hear patience unless you've done your inner work. If you've done your inner work, you're like, yeah, okay, I get that. All right, let's take another card on the bottom of the deck, Compassion. I'll take it because I saw it. These two match. Have compassion and patience. Your counterpart may be experiencing some turbulence during this time. I'll pull one more, and then I will pull the Twin Flame Ascension for each of the energies, and then I'll answer some questions. Spontaneity definitely feels like Jupiter and Venus in Gemini energy. So yay for that. Let's see what this card is. Hello, Twin Flames. Everything is possible. This card stayed on the table because it was at the bottom of the deck after the pre-shuffle. And when I went to pick up the deck, this card stayed down. That means it is energy coming in. So right now, with the Sun, Jupiter, and Venus in Gemini, anything is possible. If you can dream it, you can manifest it. And you know the old saying, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. No, if you can dream it, you can manifest it. So start manifesting. For the man, karmic relationship for the masculine energy. This is a number 1 card, new cycle beginning, where they are releasing the karmic energy. I know several twins, sets of twins, who have their divine counterpart, the masculine energy, has ended a long-term commitment. And it's been devastating. We've been seeing that in the readings. All right, so let's see for the feminine energy. Path of least resistance. Choose ease and grace. Number 8. 8-8, Lionsgate. Okay, so something to do with Lionsgate energies. All right, let's get started. Let's pull for the masculine energy first, because I know that's what you're wanting to hear. This was the deck I saw, the 3 of Cups and 5 of Cups, which is 8 of Cups. And I think that 5 of Cups was releasing the karmic energy. There are some regrets there. There is some looking back and kind of analyzing and reanalyzing and recycling all the things that went on. That's a form of grief. And in order to let go, you've got to go through the grieving process, which means you're going to go back and you're going to think of all the memories, good and bad. You're going to think of the conversations. You're going to think of the pivotal points. You're going to re-experience some. This is flushing the energy from the body through the grieving process. So anytime there is an ending, there is a grieving process. Even if the ending brings benefits, it's still a grieving process if what you ended was meaningful to you at any point in time. So as you go through the recycling of the energy, the reviewing, you are literally allowing your body to release. Now, if you get stuck there, you're not releasing, you're recycling. And so you're going to have to, find ways to kind of trigger yourself into moving your thoughts forward. All right, but I don't want to spend, if you need a video on that, let me know in the comments and I will make one. All right, so what was, and I'm just going to move these up. Yes, I'm going to go to the table cam in just a second, but right now I want to see what's influencing the masculine energy from their past experiences. The Queen of Wands. And I'm going to say that might be, it's definitely some Leo energy. I'm going to move these over here so you'll be able to see them on the table cam. But just to clean up this table a little bit, I'll put this here for the feminine, and then Twin Flame's going to go right here so I can focus on this one. All right, table cam coming up. There we go. All right, let's move this. Yeah, I got all my books here, my reference stuff, so I can, there. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands. And to me, that could be Leo energy. It could be that passion they felt for the divine feminine. It could be somebody who's very sexual, somebody who's very creative, a fire dynamo energy. They miss that. That's what maybe was a catalyst for them. I feel like their past was when they met you, their twin. It ignited something in them, and it became kind of, it's transformative, but it was almost like they saw what was lacking. They saw what was lacking in their karmic relationship, and it changed them. All right. So why they left you? 8 of Pentacles. Part of that is they were really focused on their work. They were building a company or working on a big project, and they needed to be able to focus on that. And so they just, kind of used that as an excuse, but it was just basically the twin flame separation. I'll talk about this in just a minute. I really feel like first of all, I think they were hiding behind their work. They were using their work to cover up their feelings for you, and their work became their excuse. And then they stayed with the karmic because, you know, they were working on trying to make everything work in their life that was already there. They didn't want change. They didn't want to have to face up to their feelings, this passion. A part of them were honoring the commitment that they had made, which is noble. But this karmic relationship was beyond the expiration date, and they just, there's a lot of stubborn energy with some pentacles, could be some earth signs, just really stubborn. You know, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. And it became kind of a mantra for them. They're going to make it work. The marriage, the job, and then they just eventually escaped through work. When they realized that the karmic wasn't fulfilling, it didn't have that spark, that passion, that creativity, then they just decided, you know, I'm just going to work. I'm getting this deep satisfaction from work, from the tangible, you know, rolling up their sleeves and doing something in the physical in order to see, you know, number one, to bury their feelings, but also to see kind of those tangible results, because there was no movement in the karmic. There was a very stagnant energy, and there was just no progression. So in order to see something meaningful, they wanted to work. They wanted to physically get their hands involved in something so that they could see some tangible outcomes. They wanted to see that they were involved with something positive that was making some progress. All right, so what are they hiding? What could they be hiding? We have the Star card and the Magician card, both major arcanas. This could be, okay, you could be dealing with a Virgo, could be dealing with an Aquarius. Okay, so my initial feelings with these two cards, the energy that I'm picking up on is that they were focused on what they could physically manifest as opposed to what they were hoping for. So they were using their physical success, the success they were experiencing in the physical world because of all of this hard work, as a way of masking the fact that they were feeling unfulfilled in their karmic relationship. What do you see? What are you seeing on the outside? What are you seeing? What's visible to you, the viewer, about your divine counterparts? The Empress. Definitely earth energy. What I feel like you're seeing is, this is a really powerful energy. I feel like they're mimicking you. They're trying to mimic you. They're trying to mimic your Empress energy. They're trying to mimic what you want. What you as the Empress would want. I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to actually clarify all three, because this is definitely, we have a 17 card plus a 3, which is a 20, plus 1 is a 21. That's the World card. So the three major arcanas here are like not only kind of an ending, the World card being, you know, the resolution and integration, it's also kind of like the paradigm shift, the elevation. So what is this Magician and Star card all about? Sorry, I keep hitting that. I'm seeing right now two twin flames going through the separation. And I'm confident these are twin flames. And they're going through the separation process. And, you know, they did the bubble love phase. That lasted almost a year. And then, you know, the initial separation, and then the coming back together, and now the more permanent separation. And I'm seeing it from the divine masculine side because I'm more familiar with the divine masculine. And I can see the whole twin flame dynamic play out in front of me. And so what I wanted to share with you with that is how the divine masculine experiences the twin flame connection. I really am witnessing how, which is helping me understand how my divine counterpart has experienced the twin flame journey. But there's not they go through all the same feelings and emotion the divine feminine go through. They just don't have the spiritual significance and awareness of what it means. There's a lot of confusion. And I'm seeing the synchronicities play out. I'm seeing, the minute moment where the two might see each other randomly. But of course we know there's nothing random. It's just so interesting because I'm seeing, the dark night of the soul, and then the, questioning, and, why did all of this happen? And I thought this was, the other side of my soul. And, I felt like this was, the whole reason I'm here. All of the things the divine feminine experiences, but they're doing it from the divine masculine perspective without the spiritual awareness. So it's more on the surface experience, and I can't even imagine the confusion. And what they're showing me right now is how you're on the sea, if you're on a boat and there's a storm and you've got a lot of turbulence in the waves on the surface. That feels like what the divine masculine is going through, whereas underneath the waves, way down deep, there's very little turbulence. The waves aren't really impacting the depth of the ocean. And it feels like that the divine masculine is just being tossed around on the turbulent seas of emotion, and they have absolutely no clue of what is happening from the spiritual perspective, where at least the divine feminine was able to seek out that information and then kind of go deeper into the meaning of it, and then be down there at the lower level where there's not so many waves and, white water and cresting and, highs and lows. Once the divine feminine got into the depth of it, the meaning, the deeper meaning of the twin flame connection, things smoothed out. They weren't nearly as turbulent. And I feel like but anyway, I digress. The Chariot. Okay. That's my clarification card. That is perseverance, keeping going. But that is, I'm getting a really strong indication that you are their role model. They are using your model, your example, your connection to pull them out. That is the anchor for them. In order to move forward, they are mimicking what you do or trying to become what you expected of them. And just so that you see, in this Chariot card, there is a Four of Wands, which is another indication of twin flame energy for me. Chariot card, definitely about keeping growing. This is a growth process for them. All right, feelings for you, Two of Swords. They're at odds with themselves. Ace of Pentacles. I really feel like now that the divine feminine has kind of gotten through a lot of the turbulence of this transformative journey, she kind of sees, she being energy, not gender, she kind of sees the value in it now. And she's like, oh, I get it now. Oh, this is what it was for. Oh, I can utilize this to elevate and transform myself. The birds are really talkative again, just in case. You might even see them peek down here just a little bit. They're on their little circle rope. They're way down here. It's almost like they're begging to be on camera. But I feel like now the divine masculine is like, well, now that this karmic relationship is over, I want to I kind of give themselves a purpose to be reconnected with the Empress energy, the divine feminine energy. It's almost like they want to be recognized. They want to be recognized by the divine feminine now. And divine feminine's kind of like, well, I'm kind of moved on, and I've been manifesting and building this beautiful life for myself. And they're like, I want to be valued. I want the divine feminine to value me now. I want the divine feminine to feel the way about me that I was unable to feel about her. Does that make any sense? It's like they want the recognition for the connection, but they want the divine feminine to feel the way they felt about them before. When the bubble love phase. They want that back. They want this back. But they don't know how to get it. And they're still a little too fragile to put themselves out there to ask for it. A part of them really wants it, and a part of them is like, no, because if I get rejected again, I don't know if I can handle it. What if she rejects me? All right, let's pull some cards. What do you need to know about the divine masculine? And then I'll pull for the divine feminine. Knight of Wands. Could be some sort of impulsive conversation, or there might be just like a one of those drunk phone calls. Five of Pentacles. You feel very alone. They don't like it. I'm really getting a strong feeling right now that they want to reach out and garner support from the divine feminine, because they feel so isolated and alone. And nobody, because you are their twin, nobody can reach those deep recesses of their heart the way you did. And they want that back. They want that passion. Because when somebody understands you, and that somebody is balanced and standing in their own truth and power, and are in their sovereignty as a soul, that feels like understanding. And they want that. They don't feel like they've been understood by the karmic. And they want that because the divine feminine understood them in a way that nobody else did. Reached into their soul in the way nobody else did. And that's terrifying, but yet satisfying. Eight of Wands. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So we have Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands. Both of these are really spontaneous actions. The Knight of Wands pretty much acts without thinking, but it's done with passion, with fervor, with their truth. They're acting from their truth. And the Eight of Wands is, a lot of people read this card as communication, but really it's action that is all pointing in the same direction, which is alignment. So they're kind of, all of their actions are going to be in one direction. And it feels as though there's a fear there, though, that they may be rejected. I've got two feelings now that they are terrified of being rejected. That if they reach out, that the divine feminine's just going to reject them. And okay, so my guides are saying right now, if the divine masculine reaches out, divine feminine, you are cautioned not to slip back into codependency. You are to remain in your Empress energy and not go back into the old energy of being codependent, needy, desperate, clingy. You are to stand in your Empress energy because that is what they are needing to see from you. Because that's the energy they need to emulate. They need to embrace so that they can get through this. Last card here, 7 of Cups. Again, in this deck, we have the 3 of Cups on the top, which is union, and then the 4 of Cups on the bottom. I don't feel like they're interested in anything that is less than what they had with the connection. All right. Let's go ahead, bottom of the deck for Divine Masculine, the Emperor. Hello. This is what they're moving toward, and let me show you why. See the white horse, black horse? White horse, black horse in the Chariot card. This is what they're moving toward. And then also you have a lion here, and then that Queen of Wands. She has a lion. This is the feminine lion with the masculine. This is the masculine lion with the feminine. So definitely balance of masculine and feminine energies. All right, let me clean this up. And let's go ahead and pull. And I'm going to keep all the cards together. I'm just going to put them there in case I need to reference them again. Let's pull for the Divine Feminine. And I know many of you are going to click off right now, but I'm going to urge you to stay to the end because sometimes you never know my guides. They pull out the most interesting snippets of information that are so relevant and meaningful in your journey. Choose ease and grace. Saw the 2 of air there too. So 2 of Swords. So there's definitely some energy that is almost reciprocal because it feels like the Divine Feminine is kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to set myself up for rejection either. There's the Hermit. More earth energy. That's about your sovereignty, but that is kind of the aloneness, but yet being more alone and in your sovereignty alone and not feeling lonely. The Hermit doesn't feel lonely. They realize that there are periods of time where you are meant to be solitary so that you can get more in tune with what your guides are trying to tell you, or important downloads or guidance, or just self-reflection or healing. But part of the spiritual process of ascension is being okay in those times of being alone and knowing that those are valuable for your inner growth and your development of wisdom and your retrospection. 10 of Water, 10 of Cups. You betcha, baby. Got some happiness going on. Fulfillment. 10 of Cups is fulfillment. It means that you have gotten into alignment, and through this process you're finding more and more reasons in your life that are already there to be happy, to feel fulfilled. You're in that gratitude. You're in that energy of, how can it get any better than this? And then you manifest something else that makes it better. And just, it's a positive, reoccurring cycle that you're in. It's regenerative. Not reoccurring. They didn't want me to use reoccurring. They're correcting me. They said regenerative. There's the Queen of Cups. There we go. Happiness abounds. You feel very fulfilled with your emotions. You feel like love is just oozing from you, especially with this Venus energy and Jupiter in Gemini. I feel like Gemini is kind of like, open communication. It is the energy of twins. But I see it as reciprocal energy. So, reciprocating. It's almost like what one twin experiences, the other experiences. Kind of like the protons in quantum entanglement. What happens to one happens to the other. And so this fulfilling energy that the Divine Feminine is experiencing is serving as like a model for the Divine Masculine to be able to kind of ease into that. But this is definitely ease and grace right here. I mean, you've got the Hermit, you've got the 10 of Water, and the Hermit is somebody that doesn't like disrupt anything. They're just very cloistered, and their energy is very cloistered. But they're like, live and let live. I'm going to take this time to me for me. And that was what I did over the last week. I just took some time for me to be in this 10 of Cups, be in this really emotionally open energy. And I'm not talking being doormat. Please don't think that when I say emotionally open that you're willing to tolerate bad behavior. Set your boundaries, because being open has a lot to do with your ability to connect to your self-worth. And you're not opening yourself for sabotage or manipulation. You're opening yourself to energy that feels right, that feels in alignment, and closing that off, the energy off to situations and people that don't bring in good energy for you. Oh, Messenger of Water, the Knight of Cups. Ooh, okay, so here's a message coming. Look at the little seahorse talking to the Queen of, here's the Queen of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups receiving a message. So it's an important message, because pages usually bring message. But this Knight is bringing a message. So this is an important message from, I'd say, your counterpart. But with that comes the vulnerability of rejection. So handle that with ease and grace. You know, realize that that's part of opening themselves up to bringing this message to you, is they feel that there's a potential for rejection. 6 of Water. Look at all the emotions here. We got 4 cups, 4 cards of cups. That is definitely, it feels like that Venus energy. Venus and Jupiter, I don't know. It's beauty and abundance and elegance and grace. Divine grace. There's this soulful energy coming through of the connectedness, but it's the wisdom, the spiritual wisdom of knowing what the divine masculine is going through right now, having been there, and having that compassion and that patience, but not letting that be a burden. Do not, my guides are saying, don't be burdened. Keep your head above water. Don't go so deep into the emotional depth of what the divine masculine is experiencing that you re-experience it all over again. You don't want to recycle this energy. You've come through it. You are the beacon. You are the lighthouse in the turbulent waves. And they're looking to you. Intuitively, they know that you've already experienced this and you know the way. That's why that Chariot's there. You know the way. And they're following your guidance, your star, your light. All right, let's get some clarification here, although I don't think much is needed. I want to ask more about this Hermit, Hierophant. There we go. More earth energy. Definitely somebody in this reading is an earth sign. I feel a lot of Taurus energy. That's some of the stubbornness with the 2 of Swords. Could be both of you are earth energies. Patience. Growth, wisdom. Yeah. And this is, if you look at this Hierophant, is a female, a feminine figure. And it's almost like she's the magician. But she's the change agent. She's kind of like the spiritual change agent. Anything else we need to know? 3 cards, please. Okay, there we go. There. Okie dokie. We have the Fool card. That's Uranus energy, more air energy. This is kind of fanning the flames of something, but there's a new journey. This is the alchemical process. And I feel like the divine feminine now has been through the twin flame journey and started on the ascension path, but now she's into the alchemical process of really ascending through awareness, consciousness. I feel like that's where the divine feminine is. It's more about consciousness now than it is about, the counterpart. All right, then we have the 5 of fire. That always is kind of like 5s to me are changes. So again, kind of the change, but the change I think the divine feminine is now focused on is leveling up on the consciousness, as opposed to, and just look for a moment at your life if you want to take a little bit of an emotional snapshot. What do you see? Are you seeing things more from a conscious lens, like, way humanity or particular humans are being treated, the way animals are being treated, the way we're treating the planet? What's fair? What's just? Do you start to see things more and more through that lens of compassion? Where, you're starting to say, oh, I don't know if I really like the way those animals are being treated. Even though they're producing, a product that I use, I think I want to find a way to get my product from a more humane source. Like, okay, just for example, they're showing me chickens because I raise chickens and it's free range chickens. Instead of the chicken house chickens where they never see the sun, they never see the grass, they mass produce eggs, they're lived in tight, circumstance. They don't ever get to eat natural food. And they don't get to range free. They're captive. As opposed to like free range chickens that get out and eat grass and bugs and be in the sunshine and roll in the dirt because chickens like to do that. Then that produces actually healthier eggs, more nutritious eggs. But I think, are you seeing things now from the more that conscious, compassionate perspective? Okay. And then here we have the 2 of Wands. In the reverse, though, the 2 of Wands to me is kind of making that plan before initiating action. So maybe you're thinking about it, but you're not quite sure what to do with it yet. How do I do that? Can I afford to buy free-range eggs? They are a little bit more expensive, but also, am I going to maybe contact some of my local farmers that have free-range eggs instead of buying from a mass-produced grocery store kind of outlet? Those are just examples, but just take a snapshot of your life and see if you're seeing things from through a more conscious lens. Do you see trees the same way? Or do you see trees as just these bastions of wisdom? And, recycling the carbon dioxide into breathable oxygen for us, that symbiotic relationship. They provide shade. They provide homes for animals. Are you seeing trees through that lens? I am. Ace of Fire. Okay. Bottom of the deck. I think that's what's invigorating the passion here. We have a lot of cups, but then we have quite a few wands here with this Fool card. And I feel like this new journey is about being more consciously aware. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay, my friends, I was going to pull some more cards, but I don't get any more energy. I'll pull one from the Power of Love. Let's do bottom of the deck and see what's coming in. Gratitude. That is definitely an energy that I think the divine feminine is. I mean, look at the green, 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 green. See how that all, that's these cups. It's all about, now that you've gotten to the spiritual place, this point on your journey where now you see everything as being connected. You see everything as being spiritually meaningful. Detachment. You're releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. And I think maybe what's translating here is that you're feeling grateful for the twin flame journey because what it's done for you to get you to this place. Whereas the masculine is just kind of starting that process. And I think there's this compassion and patience now that's embedded in your perspective. Last card, commitment. You dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being, as shown here. And on the bottom of the feminine deck is 2 of water, which is relationship, the strength card. Leo energy. But I think this is what strengthens relationships. All right. That is what I have for you today. I hope it helps. A little longer than I expected, but I hope it gave you enough depth to kind of catch you up to where we are in the energies right now. And I really hope that this is what is happening for you, because I'm experiencing it and it is a beautiful place to be. All right, my friends, please like this video if you found this content meaningful. If you need a personal reading, both just a personal reading or a twin flame personal reading, please reach out at the email in the description box. I am happy to fit that into my schedule. This week I can do, I have a little bit of blocks of open time this week, so let me know. And until I see you in the next video, namaste, beautiful friends.